Hey Duck fans, this is Matt Walks, sports editor of the Emerald. With me as always is Issac Rosenthal, our digital editor. And we're here outside Research Stadium in Corvallis, where the number 5 Oregon Ducks just trounced the number 15 Oregon State Beavers in the 116th Civil War, 48-24. Ducks had a big game offensively, but they got some help from Oregon State along the way. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they did. Particularly in the second half, Oregon's defense was able to force, turnover after turnover after turnover. There's a lot to talk about. There was the muffed punt that the Ducks recovered. There was the muffed kickoff that the Ducks recovered. Then there was that string of 3 consecutive possessions for Oregon State that ended with Sean Mannion throwing an interception. Some of those picks on their own were pretty nice catches.
Even offensively, the Ducks have had some trouble getting the running game going the past couple games. Had no trouble right from the get-go. First offensive possession in the game, Marcus Mariota took a design quarterback draw up 42 yards for a touchdown, and the Oregon offensive line opened up holes throughout the rest of the game. Senior running back Kenyon Barner was a little banged up. He still ran for nearly 200 yards. Sophomore D'Anthony Thomas had 3 touchdowns on the ground, added another 100, and a stomp that we'll get to in a little bit. And honestly, it just seemed like a return to form for Oregon after that, sort of down week. They looked a little sluggish against Stanford. Obviously, they came out with a loss. Back to form here as they look ahead to a potential BCS Bowl.
Yeah, and that bowl game's looking likely. It's going to be the Fiesta Bowl at this point. As we're filming this now, Stanford up pretty big on UCLA, and that's likely to finish out that way. So Oregon still 11-1, probably going to receive an at-large bid. I think you can pretty safely say that. Most of the projections have Oregon going to the Fiesta Bowl to play the same Kansas State team that we've all been mentally preparing ourselves to see Oregon play all season, just in a little bit different location.
Now, how do you feel if you're Chip Kelly and you have the most talented team you've had in your whole tenure at Oregon, and one loss, one field goal really, sends you from a potential BCS National Championship down to what some teams would love to play in the Fiesta Bowl, but for Duck fans, it's a huge disappointment.
Yeah, and I think for me the important thing is to hammer home that point, that there's most of the teams in the country would do anything for a BCS berth, let alone, you and I are both seniors, Matt. We have not known an Oregon team that has not gone, if Oregon does go to a BCS Bowl this year, it's been a BCS Bowl every year since Chip Kelly's been here, and that's pretty much unparalleled in college football at this level, to have that level of consistency. And even the Fiesta Bowl, if you come with the Fiesta Bowl win versus, what could be a Rose Bowl loss, I think you'll take the Fiesta Bowl win. So, they still have the chance to kind of write that script and finish out with a W in the bowl game, wherever it is that they end up playing.
Kelly has really spoiled fans all year. They've gone undefeated on the road. This one was a passionate affair. It was interesting to see Marcus Mariota, get his first Civil War action. And D'Anthony Thomas, he let his emotions boil over a little bit. He got chippy with Oregon State defensive back Jordan Poyer, ended up stomping on his ribs, something he admitted to after the game, and we'll see if there's any ramifications of that after the game. But it was something that he felt was necessary given what he called the Beavers' cheap shots. He said players were twisting ankles, trying to injure people in the pile, and that'll be interesting to see if anything surfaces in the next couple days there.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff, Matt, it's football. It's a rivalry game, and as much as these players talk about it like every game is a rivalry, the Civil War is a little bit different, and I think D'Anthony, he kind of let his emotions get a little bit the best of him. But after that stomp, and there could be some further disciplinary action from the conference. Given that he wasn't suspended, I don't think that's likely. And really, from that point forward, he continued to just do his thing, finished with over 100 yards on the ground, and had a really strong game, and probably his best conference game since he's kind of been keyed on since the start of conference play.
So on the horizon for the Ducks, just one more game. As long as Stanford takes care of business against UCLA, that there will be a rematch for the conference championship between those two teams, freezing the Ducks out. And the Ducks will sit on their hands and wait to see what BCS bowl game they play in. Wherever they go, we'll be right there with you providing all the coverage.